Mr. Speaker, the Minister of Defence said he regrets the process Vice-Admiral Norman had to go through, but he seems to have forgotten that it was the Prime Minister who hung the Vice-Admiral out to dry in the first place. Now that Admiral Norman has been declared innocent, it's time for this corrupt Liberal government to explain why they obstructed justice, used code words to hide their actions, and refused to turn over evidence. Will the Prime Minister allow the National Defence Committee to examine the politically motivated attack against Vice-Admiral Norman? Yes or no?
Parliament Secretary, Minister of National Defence.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And as my colleague knows, the committee.
Order.
Order. Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Defence. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. And as my colleague knows, committees work independently from government, and we await the outcome of their deliberations. With respect to the legal process, Vice-Admiral Norman and the PPSC did not take into account any external factors, and there was no outside influence on the PPSC, including political interference on the initial decision to lay the charges nor to stay the prosecution. Any statement to the contrary is absurd.
For Selkirk, Interlake, Eastman.
What's absurd, Mr. Speaker, is the Prime Minister's own actions. While the Prime Minister claims the process was free from interference, Vice-Admiral Norman was vindicated in spite of the Liberals' attempt to obstruct justice and politically interfere in his case. The miscarriage of justice is yet another example of someone standing up to the Prime Minister and getting crushed for getting in his way. Will the Prime Minister apologize to Admiral Mark Norman, show Canadians what they've been hiding, and give Vice-Admiral Norman his old job back?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Once again, I'll repeat it. The PPSC has stated that no external factors were taken into account. There was no contact or influence from the outside, including any political interference in the initial decision to prosecute or to stay the prosecution. Once again, any statements to the contrary are absurd. And, Mr. Speaker, as we have said, General Vance will sit down and have a discussion with the Vice-Admiral Norman at the appropriate time to discuss next stages.